So yes, my people, today we talk about another story, another situation is what we talking about today, because this one is on a whole nother level. I call this jealousy. So husband and wife came out the house to see her husband with a new car. She gonna ask him, did you really, Julie Peterkin, I see you in there. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Did you really spend $15,000 of our money without telling me? This is what she said. He said, but I told you, right? I told you a couple of days ago. Yeah, but you didn't tell me what you was going to do with it. But here's what the car is for. The car is for his mama, his mother, which is a good gift to give your mother. Finally, you can give your mother a vehicle or something after all these years, which he did say. She said, but why would you spend all this money on a car for your mother? And he go like, what do you mean? My mom needs a car. She always riding the bus. She said, but your mom don't have no problem riding the bus? Your mom even told me the other day that she like riding the bus. Now hear this madness here. A wife that should be happy that her mother-in-law getting a new car. She said, your mom told me the other day that she's happy riding the bus. She love riding the bus. So why wouldn't you let her continue riding the bus? And I start thinking, weird. The man bought a car for his mother to drive to get around where she need to go. And you saying that she should be taking the bus. Anyhow, they end up in an argument over that, my people. The man said, what are you talking about? My mom is going to be happy with this car. She said, let me check it out. She got in the car, sit down. She said, your mom is not going to like this car. Your mom is not going to like this car. The air conditioner is going to be blowing in her face. She's not going to like that. She's not going to like this car. The man said she can turn off the AC. That's not a problem. That's not the issue. It's a nice car. Raphael, I see you in there sending her your way as well. You know what she told her husband? But I like this car. This is a nice car. I like this car. Your mom is not going to like it. Let your mom ride the bus. The man said, are you serious now? You serious? You're not getting this car. My mom is getting this car. You got two cars. I just bought you another car a few months ago. So that's two cars you got. Why would you need this one? She said because she like it. And because his mom is fine riding the bus. And I'm thinking to myself, hold up. You see how some marriages is end? Now that's his mama who birthed him. If he come to a position or place in life where he can buy his mom something, and it's something that he know that's going to help her out from having to ride on the bus all over the place where she going, why not let him do it? Why are you upset about it for? It don't make no sense. You know what I mean? And I talk to myself, now you see this kind of thing here, so you see this? And she admit that she want the car. And the man tell her, you're not getting this car. As a matter of fact, let's go over there and take it to my mommy. She said, no, I'm not going to take this no way. Your mom is not going to like this car. He said, let's take it by her house and see then. And I said to myself, how could you be so selfish? Truly, to me, that's selfish. The man already got you two cars. Thank you so much for sharing the video, Tessia. The man already got you two vehicles that you ain't had to purchase on your own. What's wrong with him giving his mom a car as a gift? Just because it costs a couple $1,000s of y'all money. What's wrong with that? I think he said that it cost $7,000. So you know that it is you know that it is a used car, right? I was going to say, you know it's a used car, right? $7,000. So what's the problem? What's the problem? Daphne Nielsen, good morning, sweeties. Love to hear. I'll send you my address so you can email me one of them. Why not, darling? You could do that, definitely. But thank you. So yes, my people. And I said, some women got to do better, right? I would understand if you ain't had no car and this man was driving you to work, or you was taking the bus or the train or whatever to get around where you're going. I could understand you being upset about this and asking him how he spent both of your money, which is your savings, on a car for his mama. And you don't got none. That part maybe I will understand, and I still won't understand that really, because maybe he thinking about buying one for you next. You know what I mean? But I said this is how some marriages is end, just for a silly petty thing like this. And she's really upset, you know. She's not even backing down. She gone and sit in that car like nothing like it's hers, and checking here and checking in. I like this car. I want this car. And the man said, what are you going to do with 3 cars? How are you going to drive 3 cars at once? She said, I'll drive it, I'll drive it. And I said, I pray to God that that man, mama, don't see her or don't hear that. To hear how selfish she sounded, that she would rather her mother-in-law ride on the bus, because she already said she loved riding the bus, than for her own son, who she birthed into this world, that had not for his mother, you wouldn't even know him, right? Mari said, that's funny talking about cars. Let me get on. Funny talking about cars. My husband and I were just talking about her daughter, or maybe your daughter, and I mentioned how he got our kids cars when they were off to college. I said, nobody ever gave me. So your husband got the kids cars, but nobody. And Marge, you're right. You are definitely right about that. If I go back and I think as well, in my days, darling, we didn't get a lot of things. You know, when I was growing up in Ireland, even at Christmas and stuff like that, darling, I don't even think we really used to get gifts. My dad used to buy like drinks and the whole 9 yards for the Christmas season and everything. But when it came to like real gifts, I can't go back and say to myself, wow, I remember getting this. I remember getting that. I can't, to be honest. I think that I had a bicycle one time, you know, when I was much younger, way before I get teenager. But I don't remember if that was a Christmas gift or if that was just a random, like, you got a bike kind of thing, you know what I mean? So I mean to say that, no. So truly for me personally, when my daughter got her car, well, she saved for it. I didn't tell she got saved for it, but when she got a job, her first job, she was working at a restaurant as a server. And you know, working as a server in the Disney area with a lot of people that are visitors, those people are going to give you plenty tips, whether they're white, whether they're Brazilian, whatever. And a lot of Brazilians used to be coming to Kissimmee. That's where she was working. So she's get so many tips. My people, that girl saved her own money. I didn't tell her that she got to do it. But her own logical thinking figure, well, my mom is a single parent. My mom trying to pay this rent, these bills, and all this and whatever else. So let me save my own money instead of going and shopping. And she saved her money. She came and brought all this money and thinking, I'm like, oh my God, Tiffany, how much is that? And she told me, but this girl was putting her money in like a sack, small sack. Like, Leisha James, how are you, darling? How was your trip? Hope you had a wonderful time. Thank you, darling. Peggy said, obviously the man can afford a $7,000 car. We're just too greedy. She has 2 cars. That's what I'm saying as well. When I heard her, because somebody sent me the video, when I heard her speaking and how she was saying, I said to myself, wow, are you for real? Seriously. And the way how she just come on and asking, did you really spend $15,000 out of our money to buy this? But then when he told her who he bought it for, I thought that she would have been at least happy because the mother is riding the bus. But no, her first thing is, why will you buy your mom a car? Your mom like riding the bus. And I'm like, what? The man's trying to get his mom off riding buses, okay? Standing up in the hot sun or wherever they live, waiting for a bus, only God know how long. Because you know that some states, the buses come every hour. All depends on where you live in. Because I remember when we first moved to Tampa, and my ex went back up to New York to finish out his job for the couple weeks, whatever. It was me and my 2 children at that time. And let me tell you something. Many times I would push them in stroller, go places where it was 20 minutes away. But then I decide, let me catch the bus to come back because I got stuff, you know. I'm out there waiting. First time in Florida to begin with. I'm at the bus stop, guys. Somebody out there waiting, and I see people at the store. What's going on with these buses? Like, Jesus, I've been here for 30 minutes and no bus ain't come. The man said, oh, the bus come here every hour. I'm like, what? Every hour? What the heck? Well, if I known I could have been walking, even if it took me 45 minutes. Anyhow, I said, this is some messed up crap. And I don't even think, was there Uber and Lyft at that time? That was in 2000. I don't think there was no Uber and Lyft, from what I remember. Otherwise, I would have taken one. But after he told me that, I'm like, this is some BS. Let me just start walking. And if the bus catch me as I'm walking on that street, they got other bus stops, then I will catch it. If not, let me just go home. Selma said, I love the color of your hair. Looks beautiful. What's the name of it? And tell me I gotta come back to you on that one. It's T something. I look that for you, darling. I can tell you though. I can tell you it's T 30 something and black and I gotta come back with that one. Mara said we had to get a job first and earn the car. Well, you see there, so a lot of people is like that. Some people, they shouldn't have to work and earn the money first. No, 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 darling, no. They automatically, when they shouldn't turn 16 or 18 or when they start driving, they automatically plan to buy them a car, which is up to them as well, right? But everybody is not in that position to be able to do that. You know, maybe if my ex was still around, yes, maybe my daughter wouldn't have had to go. She probably wouldn't even have me working at 16 because he probably would have told her, no, 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 you need to go to school. And he probably would have bought a car. Because like I tell you, we used to buy cars all the time from auctions and different places. Sylvia Morgan, I see you. But I didn't have to tell her. I didn't tell her, save your money and buy your own car. No. My daughter was already tired of me having to wait for me to come and pick her up from work anyways. So yes, but Leisha said it was okay. I was more happy to see my mom. Oh, that's so nice, darling. Glad to hear that. Selma, thank you for the 50 stars. Elise, thank you so much for 200 stars. Elise, how are you doing, darling? I haven't seen you in a few week or so. Is that in America, the bus? Yes, darling. Yes, it is. It's only in some areas and some states, to be honest. Because when I was living in New York, darling, buses used to come like that, like really quickly. You know what I mean? But you know, Florida is different. In Florida, most people got their own vehicle. They're driving, you know what I mean? So some areas that you're living in, if it's not like, you know, I'm gonna say like the ghetto kind of area that got like frequency of buses there because the people don't really drive much, then yeah. All depends on where you choose to live, darling. Your bus will be coming every hour. Sometimes every hour and a half, darling. Because if you think that it got worse there in Tampa, when I went over to Kissimmee, and I was living, closer to, like, I think it was called Ponciana High School, darling. Till you don't catch a bus, you have to walk maybe about 15 to 20 minutes just to get to a bus. Because obviously it was a housing subdivision area. People are driving, ain't no bus close in that area, you know what I mean? So yes, all depends on where you live. Really, Marge said Uber been around longer than I realized. Okay, well, based on what I mentioned in 2000, I don't remember, to be honest. I don't remember if there was no Uber in 2000, you know? Uber is 16 years, Alexa. Alexa said Uber is 16 years, so that's why it wasn't around then. So I mean, it probably came around when? 2009? Exactly. Because I remember very well, there wasn't no Uber, there wasn't no Lyft. Nope. Margaret F. Christian Graham said in Miami, it's every 30 minutes the bus comes. Okay, there you go. See, that's why all depends on where you live in, darling. All depends. And you know that a lot of those bus stops, they have on the side, right, where you can read, truly you can read the things, but some of them is so damn confusing that I don't even bother to even waste my time reading them. So yeah. So, Linda Muhammad says, Sweet Peach, I would have been so happy that my husband did something nice for his mother, especially since she have 2 cars. She's a very selfish woman. Exactly what I said to myself as well. And I shook my head. Especially when she said, let me see it. And she get in and, you know, she never got no kind of like, she's even talking to him like, I don't know, like she think she's running things, you know. Or maybe she's normally used to running things because she said to him, did you tell me that you was going to buy a car? He said, yes, I did. I told you that a while back. Yeah. So he's trying to tell her it was a while back. You probably forgot. You know what I mean? Maybe he did mention it, but when he see money, he going to get his mom a car, and she probably just think it off as, okay, whatever. And listen, when you talk about your children, I feel so proud of you. I feel as a mother, I brought all my son's cars. I then sold the last 2 boys' cars because one drink alcohol and the other don't care. Oh, Jesus. See that? I'm telling you. Now, you see the one that don't care? I bet you if he had to buy that car himself, he would understand the value of it. That's why I say, you know what? Don't just go and hand everything to them because, My mom bought this. Who cares? I'm going to just do whatever I feel like doing. Oh, Lord, sorry to hear that. Thank God that the one that drank the alcohol, thank God that nothing happened to him or the car. You know what I mean? Yes, I haven't bought cars for none of my children. Tell you honest truth. Because my oldest son, when he turned 16, and he looked for a job then, which he got in a few months, because where I used to be a shift lead manager, I talked to my boss. I wasn't working there no more, but I still got the boss number. Tell him, look, my son put in the application, he's looking for a job. Can you please, because I'm trying to get this boy out and go and do something really quickly to understand the independence of working, even though he's 16, is part-time. So he bought his first car himself too. I think he didn't buy his car until he was probably 19 though. 19, yeah, but he was driving mine. That's probably why he didn't rush to go and get one, right? Because he was driving mine. I had put him on my insurance, and because I was working at home, it was better for him to go to work after school for 4:30 or 5 and drive mine, come back by himself. I tell him, just don't crash my car, boy. That's all I ask you to do. Leisha said, in New Haven, weekdays, the bus comes every 15 minutes. Wow, that's great. On Saturdays, 39, and Sunday, 1. Yes, well, they got weekend hours. It'd be different, absolutely. So imagine now, right? Where I was living there, so in Tampa, imagine that bus that was coming during the week every hour. Imagine on Sundays, Leisha. Can you imagine? You probably waiting for a bus every 2 hours or more, maybe. Thank God those days are over, though. Because we only had one car at that time. He had drove us down there, right? It was a 23-hour drive with 2 children, and my oldest son was only 6 months. Darling, I don't know how we did that. It was not easy. It really was not easy. We took a lot of risks because, baby, 6 months, crying. You don't really want to start every time the baby cry. I had to be holding the baby out the car seat. I would say we took a really lot of risks then by, taking him out and holding him sometimes. But we had to get through it. They just take it for granted. Exactly, Marge. You just said it. That's what I'm telling you. Elise, even as old as they are now, still let them learn more independence, right? Not come and always ask you for this and that. Make them work for it. However you make them work for it. Okay? However you do it. Philip, I see you in there. I see you. Even yesterday after work, I decided, I had this wig there. I said, me put on this wig. I feel like wearing the piece on the top again. Me put this on, at least for a week or something. Let me tell you something. I was so tired. I told Mar, I got a job for you, but I will pay you. Don't worry. Mar said, what job is it? I said, boy, I need you to put this spray. It's a spray that I just spray around my headline. I don't use glue. I said, boy, I need you to put the spray there, follow the instructions now. And then I need you to help me put this thing on. Trust me, guys, he did it, okay? He did it. Then I had him pull the back. So, yeah, he was my navigator there on that one. First, said, Mom, do I spray it on the cap with cap? I said, boy, no. Listen. Spray on my scalp. So, yes. Oh, God. I said, there you go, Mark. You can work in the beauty salon now. Tessa, Sterling, I see you. You can work in the beauty salon, Mark. Leisha said, yes, I take the bus everywhere. Okay, darling. Nothing wrong with that. I'm scared of driving. Really? Oh, my goodness. I think I got the fear of driving after that accident. The first accident that I ever had, which was not my fault, right? I was fearful of driving as well, of getting back out there on the road, Leisha. So, yeah, some people are like that, They see things happening, and even if it's on the internet, and they just already got a fear of driving. So I totally understand, especially when people are coming too close to you, and especially when you get to those 4 crossings. It's your turn now. You start to move off. Then the person over there so think that they're in a rush and they're going to just go. And you're thinking, what the heck? Oh, my God, That's why when you driving, you got to drive for you, and then people out there on the road here. And when the rain fall, in Florida, I'm going to tell you about Florida. When the rain fall in Florida, it's even worse because the people don't know how to drive. Plenty accidents happen when it's raining in Florida. I don't know about other states. Eliz is telling Marge, I agree with you. If I could go back, I will change it. Yeah, Eliz, you may say that, but if you go back, you probably would have done it same way again, because why? Unless you really are a person that talks to other people, or that all depends on how you grew up as well, you know. Because to me, honestly, if my daughter had came to me when after she got her license and she said, Mom, can you buy me a car? I would have probably told her, how the heck am I going to do that, Tiffany? Tell me how I'm going to buy a car. As a single parent trying to keep this rank over our head in these bills, I can't buy no car. Just let me drive you for now. I would have told her that. You understand? And I would have been being honest. How am I going to buy you a car? Tell me. So she never came and asked. She never. All she said is, Mom, as soon as I get my license, I got to save money. I say you should save money before you get a license, right? Because your intention is that you want a car, you want a car, you want a car. Yeah, so everybody's different, darling. Me, I don't think, I'm not a person that likes turnpikes and all them kind of, this expressway and all these things. When you get to them places, I feel like, oh my God, all these lanes, and I'm trying to follow the person that I'm in front of, but I don't really go on those kind of places that much. You know what I mean? Even when I live in Brooklyn, I had to go to work in Connecticut or Long Island. Car could stay at home. I'm going to take the train or the bus. I ain't even driving to Manhattan. I ain't even driving to the Bronx. No. The only place you can catch me driving is Brooklyn, or if I got to go in Jamaica. You know, I would drive to Jamaica. Alicia is saying there's a new taxi that is $1.75 and it do not go certain areas, but okay. Really? What kind of taxi that is, boy? You mean 1.75? Is that per mile? Cause that very cheap. I ain't hear about that one yet. But tell us if it's a new, the city own it. Okay. I have not heard of anything of such yet. Well, share the name, please, if you remember the name. Christine Brown said, my son does say, Mom, relax. Darling, that Mark got that too. I don't know where to get it from. He said the same thing, darling. If I am panicking or fussing about something with him, he said, Mom, relax. Relax. I'm going to get it, okay? I'm going to do this. I see you better stop with that damn relax. Because, you know, to me, I guess I'm not used to hearing that. So I'm telling him, you better stop with that damn relax. It doesn't sound good. But, you know, I guess, you know, these kids are into this new thing now. In Florida, cars are flying. In Florida, cars are flying. Yeah, darling. Tell me about it. Selma said, no free ride. I had to work hard for what I have. So everyone is going to work for what they want. Darling, I don't blame you either. Right? And it's not that you punishing them or anything like that. Because, you know, some children will be thinking like that, right? Mom, why are you doing this to me? Like, why can't you just buy it? And no. No, you got to learn the value of working for what you want. Because if you don't learn the value and you continue to give and give and give your children this, every time you're doing this, you're paying for everything, giving everything. When are they going to learn the value of hard work? When are they even going to want to work really? You understand? But Selma, you are right anywhere with that there, so. And is it because we grew up in the islands and how we came up? Only God knows, right? Only God knows. I thought even if you was going to school and one of the front of our shoe got busted. You know what I mean? Where you big toe pointed out with your sock because it got that little hole there. So for whatever reason, maybe you was kicking it, whatever. You tell my father that I need a new pair of shoe. You know he tell you? I need a new pair too. I will never forget that as long as I live. I need a new pair too. Yes, darling. And you ain't going back to he about that. Now you gotta consult your mother and figure out how she gonna get you these shoes. Oh my God, I remember those days. And he tell you that with a serious face too. He ain't even smiling. He need a new pair too. Oh my God, my dad was just too much. But Alicia James and my friend said, I know all the back roads and you do not have a car. LOL. Oh boy, yeah. And it's not even like my dad didn't have it, darling. He had it. But he didn't believe in just like giving like that. You know what I mean? He did the necessities and the most important things. But his money over there, so in the bank here. Oh God, he lives said America is so big and the streets, wow. In the UK, our roads are narrow. Plus, you drive on the other side. Yeah, you're right about that. We do. many countries, so they drive different areas on the road, you're right. But, yeah, all depends on the streets you're driving on, Elaine. Sometimes you can be driving on some streets, darling, that is so small that you don't know if the person side mirror gonna hit yours, darling. Yeah, so you're trying to be all out there in the car now. I'll tell you, if I tell you guys, I have not driven, like really, really driven since Jesus, 2022. Oh God, that's a shame, right? 2022. You know, when I drove once in this state where I'm living, is when I went to check out this car one day, and he asked me if I want to take car for a test drive, and I was like, I guess. I say I haven't driven since that was a few months ago, right? So I say I haven't driven since like 3 years now. And he's like, what? And I said, yeah, I haven't driven in 3 years. And he was like, look, just do a crash. Do a crash. And I said, I don't think I will crash. But anyhow, let's go. Oh, God, I had to laugh. But it was fine, guys, you know. So let's say good morning. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for 100 stars. Appreciate you. Lord, that sounds bad. Yeah, 3 years, Jesus. Yeah, that's a true Bajan. Yes, he is. Yes, he was, darling. Yes, rest in peace, Dad. Yes, darling. That's how my dad was. And again, it was not like he had the money. He had it, darling. But he gonna make sure that the big gas, you know, in Barbados, they got them tall gas, where you could buy these big, tall, long gas for gas purposes. We had 2 of them bottles, darling. That man will keep on top of things, okay? He got 2. One running on the stove already, the other one full. So when I run out, he start the next one. He calling people right away, even though he just started. He used to be on top of everything else. Bills, everything, darling. But when it comes to spending and I want, ain't about no I want nothing, okay? Even though the money was there. So yes, that's just how he is, darling. That's how he was. Sheila said, good morning, darling. Keisha Franklin Neal, I see you. Thank you, darling. Eliza saying what? It is expensive to own a car plus enjoy. You're right, darling. And if God forbid if you're making payments, hey, that's even worse, darling. Don't get yourself involved in no unless you can really afford it. Because some people start out with yes, they can afford it. They pay for these cars for 2 years, making $500, $600 payment per month on the car plus full coverage insurance. And then life happens. Something happens that they can't pay that money no more. Maybe their hours cut at that job. Maybe they got laid off from that job who's paying them all this money. And guess what? They got to either send that car back that they done make 2 years of payments on. Sometimes even 3 if they got a 4-year loan. And they got to let it go. They got to let it go or try their best to see if they can get somebody else to pick up them loan payments. Because a lot of people used to put ads out there like that. They will let you pick up the loan payments so that it won't go on their credit and so it won't get a repossession. All them things. Margaret Williams, I see you. Selma says, Simply Sweet Peach, I remember those days. My mother would tell us, you better make do with what you got. Exactly. Oh, God. Believe that for what my dad would say, right? But my mom wants you to take the shoes or something to her. Mom, look at these shoes, they bust on top. Mom said, okay, get the contact cement. I think it was called contact cement, right? Get the contact cement. Let me see how I can put contact cement under that busted part. And then, okay, so we'll stick it together. My mom said, don't worry about it, I got it. My mom was going to lift up the leg of the table, put that shoe right under there. Guys, that contact cement will hold for a little bit, but not for a long time, okay? But it worked. You thinking that because your shoe busted that you need a new pair. Your dad telling you I need a new pair too. You go to your mother, she telling you, let me see this shoe. Go and bring the contact cement now. Let me fix this shoe. Oh, God, my God. Rest in peace, man. I tell you. Caroline Bell, I see you. How are you? Those were the days. Norma F, I see you. Peggy St. Elias. Yes, I drove on the streets England, very narrow, and there were very small cars. Okay. I tell you. Rose Clark, welcome. Elias is saying, I buy my cars for cash, pay insurance up front, and road tax. Don't like direct direct debits. Okay. But the insurance, you still got to pay that. Excuse me. You still got to pay insurance every year, right? You know, way back in the days, a lot of companies used to allow you to pay your insurance every year. And then it seemed like as years went by, a lot of them changed that and they went to like 6 months, right? Some of that just brought back the contact cement. You know what I mean? I think I did that with my children one time, my daughter. She had some shoe. And she was like, Mom, oh my God, what happened to my shoe? And it's a good pair of shoe. I ain't gonna do it this now. I want to try it out. I said, don't worry, girl. When you go to the store, buy this thing called contact cement. Or matter of fact, you know what? I'll get it for you. Next time I go out. And I would tell her, she said, Mom, what is it gonna do? I said, don't worry. We're gonna put it under that opening there, so and then we're gonna put something heavy on it to hold it down. Darling, when I did that first time for her, it was like magic for her. She was like, oh my God, Mom, I was about to throw these shoes. I said, okay, darling, next thing I know, a pair of shoes like that, just put that contact cement on it. But let me do it, because you might get the contact cement all on the outside shoe. And then got problems to get it off. Oh God. Christian Graham said that what I'm telling my son. He is looking for a new car. And nothing wrong with 2007, darling. Nothing wrong with 2007. They got people there still driving a 2000 vehicle. I'm sure they got people that still driving a 19-something too. You understand? And some might be Toyotas that are very strong car. They got high mileage, but they still going. And they will tell you, man, that car there, man, that car is a great car, man. Yeah, got a couple flat tires and stuff, and maybe I got to change the battery every so often, but those cars run well. So yes, keep on telling him that, because they need to know that these car payments will put them in deep, deep trouble, right? It may seem okay for the first 2 years, I'm telling you. Then when you're going to pay all that money into all the mirrors of that vehicle, full coverage, because you think that, I'm making the money, man, I can do this. Not realizing that life happens, things change, and when things change, you have to go with the change, right? When life happens, you have to go with it. What else are you going to do? Can't do nothing else. Then you're there thinking about, oh God, I got to pay rent. Or even if I live at my mom, hello, how you pay for your car still? I'm at my mom, but I ain't got no job. Or maybe the hours, the days cut down from the job. I'm not making what I used to make before. Not even making enough to pay the payment plus the insurance. And God forbid that you make the payment, you don't pay the insurance. Guess what? The insurance company and notify them. Yes, because they're the lien holder. So they're going to notify them, and guess what? They're calling you or they're sending you an email. Because now you don't have active insurance on their car. Not yours yet, because you got no title on their car. Why is the insurance on their car? You know what I mean? So yes, Norman said in Trinidad, you have a choice to pay either yearly, 6 months, or 3 months on vehicles. Okay. Yeah, I used to like that yearly thing. I don't know. Some companies, I realized that they doesn't do it anymore, like Geico. I don't even know if Geico still used to do that. Last time I had them. Gales, I see you in there. Welcome, darling. Elise said, will never buy a new car. Got a 2020 Porsche and a 2015 Jeep. Yes, darling, because nothing is wrong with that. Me personally, if I go in a back car now, you think that I will go and buy... I would buy a 2025 car. I came into some big money. Yes. And I could go there and sell and me pay for it one time. But would I go and do that really? Or would I go and invest my money into something else that can give me back money? A car ain't gonna give me nothing other than driving or park for the whole week and waiting for me to drive it only on weekends. And I made that mistake before. Yes, I did. I had a 2017 when it was, what year was that when I had that? I think I bought that car in 2016 and that car was a 2017. Well, I didn't buy it. You hear what I said, right? Because it was on a payments, so it's a loan. So I got the car. It was only 300 miles. And I was thinking, oh my God, I got a new car. This car is driving so good. Then reality set in. But what the heck? I got this car. I'm working at home all these damn hours. The car only moving on weekends. Because my son wasn't at age where he had started driving yet. Car only moving on weekends. By the time it sit there all week, guess what? By Saturday now when I figure let me go out and do what I gotta do, I gone outside. Hey, light on, lower tire pressure, da-da-da-da-da. Carl, what you expect? That car been sitting there all week. Nobody ain't driving it. Of course, they got lower tire pressure. That's what happened to me. So every weekend that I had to go and drive that car, I had to drive it straight to Wawa and go to the tire pressure machine. Or go to a tire shop and have the man put it in. Until one day I asked the man, can you tell me how to gauge how much air I need to put in this thing? Because I need to go and do this thing myself. Because again, my ex used to deal with everything relating to the car. Yes, when we go and buy cars, he used to have me drive it. Because I had a good sense of, you know, cars and they sound funny in the engine. But other than that, to go and do things to them, they're doing everything. Putting in air, changing the tire, all these things he was doing. I had never even changed a tire in my life until one day. Jesus, that was the day. Rosemary, how are you doing? Rosemary said I'm late today. Thanks, darling. Better late than never. Desiree, I see you. Emma, I see you. Grace, Emma, you can type today. Glory be to God. Priscilla Gardens, greetings. Thank you so much for 300 stars. Appreciate you. Elias, thank you for another 200 stars. Appreciate you. Ingrid, Grant, I see you. Guys, y'all would not believe all them years of us buying cars and selling cars and having a used car lot. One thing I did not learn, how to change a tire. Until one day, I had to leave work, working at home. And I had to leave. That's when my son first got the job. He didn't have his license yet because he got the job when he was 16, right? And I'm taking him to work like nobody's business, guys. On the way to work, because I got to get him to work and come back now to go back to work because I used to work a lot of hours. Darling, flat tire. Now, I had a spare and I had a jack. But when that flat tire happened along the way, I thought to myself, wow, okay, should I call the AAA? But Jesus, they're going to take forever to get here now. Look, let me just try to change this tire. My son is here. He can help me jack up this car. Yeah, people in there saying, I just swerved that car off to the side when it happened. Like, other people were. That was a sad case. Thank God that he sent somebody. Thank God for sending somebody. Because I tell you, that car would have fell off that jack. And it probably would have damaged the even more. I got the jack. They know how the heck to do this thing. Anyhow, I still attempted to do it, right? Jack up the car, darling. By the time that God sent somebody, the man rushed there. He asked, I'm going to get his jack quick. Because I'm going to tell you, it seemed like the car was about to fall off the jack. Like it was kind of sliding. Anyhow, I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, thank God he sent you because I know what the hell I do. I tell him, man, the truth. This is my first time trying to change the tire. And I swear to God, the ice to me, never again I'm going to try to change the tire. Because look how the car would be damaged even more. The man came and just like that, boom, boom, boom. Less than 10 minutes, the man already had a tire change here. I would have been there for a very long time because I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, so... Mars, well, okay, I don't feel bad then. Mars said, I still got to learn that. Okay. Mars said, I just called AAA. Yes, I understand. But that day, I was thinking about the wait time. And I was thinking, okay, I need to get his bike to work, come back home, go back to work. It was a disaster. I'm sorry. It was a disaster. I'm going to admit it today, okay? And that was my first time ever. And that probably was in 2000 and... maybe it was 2016. Oh, my son is what now, Jesus? My son is 25 now, so I can't remember, okay? But anyhow, I'm telling you that it happened to me. And I was ashamed of myself to see all them years selling cars and you didn't even know how to change a damn tire. Yes, I watched my ex do it before, but did I ever say, show me how to reel up this thing, this jack? Show me how to do it, how to make sure I get it at the right point. No, I never did that, right? Because I said, okay, well, he's doing it. That thing look easy. My sister started to help me with a flat tire. And I said, well, I'll call AAA. And they insisted on helping me. Well, by the time I got everything out the car to change the flat tire, AAA arrived. Okay, and they changed it so fast. Okay, yeah, which is good. I don't even know how to ting off batteries and all that thing. And like I said, that's a big shame for somebody that was selling at a used car a lot, right? I should know how to do all them things. But anyhow, when you got AAA and you had some husband that knew how to do that, you felt like you didn't need to, right? Not realizing that you better learn some independence, because men ain't always going to be in your life or around all the time. Learn how to do some of these things or have AAA or whatever the case may be. Christian Graham said, I buy my son car off of Facebook Marketplace, really, for $2,700. I never have any problem with on this day. Everything is working just fine. Well, that is wonderful, darling. That's wonderful. You can also get cars off of Craigslist, right? Craigslist. And yeah, let me tell you, I had a 2000 Toyota Camry when I was living in, I think we got it when we were still in Tampa. But we bought it from a guy that was working with my ex, right? Working, and the guy had bought a new car. And he said, man, I will sell you this car. It had a little damage on top of the hood. And he said, man, 2000 Toyota Camry, it's got like 125,000 miles, or how much you want for it? He told me, my ex, $600. He was like, yes, don't worry, I can bring the money tomorrow. That was a steal right there. Let me tell you something. That was in, I want to say maybe 2000, and let me think about this good, because we left them in 2010. That was probably about 2008 or 2009, somewhere around there. Let me tell you guys something. That car, when he got incarcerated, darling, I was still driving that car. As a matter of fact, when I was leaving Virginia, I had to go to the jail. I asked them, look, this car needs to be renewed. The registration is already in his name. Everything in his name, even the damn title. I called them at the jail and I said, look, I need to get this car. The DMV said they can't do it. They don't care if he's incarcerated. Y'all got to try to find a way to let him sign this title so that this woman can drive this car and get to work and do what she got to do. So anyhow, they gave me a pass to come bring the title. I got to pass it through to them. They can bring him out and have him sign it. So that's why I got the car in my name, right? That was in 2011. Don't y'all know that when my daughter was going to buy a car, which was, hey, 2015 or 2016, don't you know that that's the car that she got? She's the one who said, Mom, I'm saving money to buy a car. But then when she start looking on Craigslist and she's seeing all this, she's like, oh my God, Mom, what if I buy this car and then it break down? Like, Mom, I think that you should give me your car. Well, not give me, I can give the money. And you give me your car, you get a new one. Because that was the same car that I learned her how to drive on. And that, you know, that car was running fine until my daughter had an accident with that car. And the first accident she had, the mechanic that I had at that time, he fixed it up, make it back nice. He went to the junkyard, bought a new hood, and that car was still running all them years, still running good. Minimum issues with that car. You understand? So you can get cars that are older that's still good. And you know that Toyotas are really nice cars, right? The final straw for that car was probably that same year of 2016, late 2016, when she was making a left turn on a, a big street. It was a tourist area in Kissimmee. And somebody ran into the right side of, let me see, she was turning left. They ran into the right side of her. The whole back seat and everything, the whole door corner in and in the passenger side. Thank God she had nobody in that car. So then, my people, the car was total. It was total. I still got pictures of that. God is good all the time, Grace, indeed. I'm telling you. Thank God it didn't hit sheep on her side, because she, thank God for that. The way how that car was crushed. And I was like, let this car go. The tow truck took it, and I went and assessed it and everything, because I don't even think I had transferred her name yet, right? And I told him at the tow truck, I said, you know what, y'all can just junk this car, do whatever. I'm not going to take it out. I'm not going to pay for the towing. No. Y'all can do whatever. Keep this car. Let me just sign the title over to her, because it was that bad that it wasn't even worth taking it out to go and get that whole side. Elisa, I can't change the tire nor change the battery. I don't feel too bad then. But you know what? When you hear people talking about certain things, it make you realize that there's some things you should at least learn to do. Like put up a picture in your house Whether you don't have to use screws anymore, right? Because you know they sell those things now that brackets, they're like brackets like that. You don't need to put holes in the wall. You just have to get the ones that are strong enough for whatever you're picking up. So thank God it brought up all them things, right? Learn how to do some things on your own, you know what I mean? At least. Grace said, after my car accident, I can drive only 3 kilometers far and drive very, very slow. What to do? Grace, do what you're doing, right? You can drive, do what you're doing, whatever makes you happy and what makes you feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you, no, you got to speed up a little bit more. Drive a little bit. Look, if that's all that you can do to get where you're going, darling, do it. Because after a car accident, yes, that one day or so will put some fear in you that all depends on how it happened. If it was a near-death situation where you could have lost your life, but it was God that kept you, trust me, you're going to be just like very frantic to drive. Every time you get back on that road, you're going to be thinking, who coming up next to you? Who coming up on this side that going to hit you? All those things going to go through your mind. All of those things, guys, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, Eliz is responding to Marge. Yes, my people. I think that in my whole entire lifetime, I think I have, to be honest, 2 accidents I had. One where I was in the middle lane and I wanted to turn, you know, on the left turn, but I had to come in the left lane. I put on my indicator. It was raining though. Put on my indicator, minding my business, coming over, going over. All of a sudden here, bam! Somebody just come with a pickup truck, man, and but at least he hit me. He hit me on that backside, you know, and I was like, Jesus, take the wheel. So yeah, that one there, I had no injury from that until the one in 2010. So yes, 2 accidents. But after that first one, when he hit me, yes, I didn't even feel comfortable driving no more already. Salima, I see you. Grace said, our car from 2004, old car. Darling, is old, but it's new to you. It's new to you because guess what? It's still running, right? It's still working. It's still getting you from point A to point B. And for me personally now, if I had to buy a vehicle and it was even 2004, Grace, I will still buy it. As long as I test drive it and it running good, check the engine, you know, listen for any weird things, check for any oil leakage and stuff, I would still buy it. Honestly, I really would. The one that I test drove here, it was a 2013 vehicle. And Lord, I can't remember what was the make of it. But yeah, it was a 2013. And it drove really well. But the problem that I had with it was like, at some point it was just kind of making like a little noise. So I made the man turn off the AC, make sure the radio is off. And I was like, I don't like how that song in there. So yeah. So things like that, red flags to me, indispensable. I see you. And red flags. So I just leave them kind of cars, boy. But you never know what you're buying, no matter what it is. It could still be a lemon. But we don't need no car that as soon as we buy it, it only lasts me for about 3 weeks. Then all of a sudden, transmission problem. Transmission problem. Say what? I just buy this car. But they know how to patch it and how to do this with it to groom it up for you. Then you drive it, realize that there's transmission problem. There's all kind of problems that it costs you big money now. It's better to probably junk this damn vehicle than to go too far with it, you know? What can you do? Because if you buy it on 30-day warranty or whatever the hell they call it here, because someone will give you 30 days, which by law you have to. Well, most people have to. If you had a car lot, that's what we had to do. 30 days warranty, and that's it. After that, you don't come back to me with no issues, right? If you got an issue, you got to fix the car. But Linda Muhammad says, Sweet Peach, growing up with 5 brothers, I had no interest, just only driving a car because of all of my brothers. Knew how to fix cars, you see? There you go. There you go. And then you figure like, you know what? These are men's job. I ain't bothered with that. Yes, Selma, you got it right there. So, Commander Strips. Yes, those one. Yes, darling, exactly. You know me, I always used to back in the days and I got to put up a mirror and all this. I think that I need this screw or this nail, and I gotta find the stud on the wall because I don't need my picture or nothing falling, you know what I mean? That time you're gonna do it, then the damn thing crooked. You put the picture out there, and if it's one of them ones that ain't got the string, we gotta try to line it. Oh my God, I tell you, those were the days. Hey, listen, that I'm telling my children, okay, tell me, is it straight now? No, Mom, I think that you put the screw the wrong way. That's why. I say, no, I'll leave it. Ain't on show for nobody. Hey, listen, I don't drive my car at night because of the new model high beam lights. Okay, I don't like driving at night, period, darling. I just don't. I don't. I try my best. That's why when I was doing a little Uber thing there in 2016, when you see darkness start coming, I'm heading home. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is, if it's the lights or maybe it's just my eyes. Like I feel like, oh my God, like I can't see too far away, which I even had on glasses many times. But once I identify that, I just try not to be on the road at night unless necessary, like 100%. I gotta go and pick up my children because they're getting off at 10. Or they're getting off at night. And I got no choice to be out there. Yes. But Marge is saying, it happens so fast, all of a sudden you hear or feel bam. Yes, darling. Just like that. Just like that. And you can't believe that it happened to you. You just said it, darling. Yep. Because that's what happened to me in 2010, right? When that one hit me right on my side, there, so by my door, darling. I'm minding my business, right, to make my left turn because the light turned green for me. And all of a sudden, I'm going into the intersection. Like you said, it's happened so fast, but at the corner of my eye is where I saw this thing coming in. And I tried to do like this, you know, to turn my vehicle that way. I don't know where the hell I was going to turn and go, but try to get out the way. Was too late. Too late. Boom. Too late. So just as I was turning my vehicle like that way, darling, he come up, boom, and my vehicle just spun. Airbags came out. Both of them, even though he didn't hit me on full impact on the front. It just hit the side, but right by the door. Both impact airbags blow. So they say, you know what, because both airbags deployed, it's going to cost too much money to repair it, you know? And that was a nice vehicle. That was a Chevy Tahoe. Yeah, and the next day when I went and looked at that vehicle, because it happened at night. That was a night where I forced myself to go out there over an argument. So yeah, that's why I said when you're upset, stay calm. Don't go and get behind the wheel. Don't do nothing like that. Just stay calm. You go in another room. No resort to going and going outside and driving because anything could happen, you know. But Mara said, I'm stubborn. As you know, I drive a lot. And I'm very defensive driver now. You have to be calm, especially when you're doing what you're doing, Marge. Trust me. Because they will push you to that point, okay? Some people will. Elise said, but don't get in no confrontation with nobody because you don't know what they're carrying in that car, okay? Because you know you hear about people who that happened to, and they just pull out something, darling, and boom. They ain't even knew the people. But just a little road rage, you know what I mean? And just ignore them. Just ignore them. Get them to say aye and just ignore them. Don't argue with them. Don't do nothing. Don't stick out your finger. Don't do nothing. Because them people will get tipped off, okay? You know how many times I was driving and people come up and they come and they just, hey, and they're doing like this and I just, and look back at the front and I ignore them because again then people be crazy. But Elizabeth said, I love classic cars. Had a Nissan Fagera, only 7,000 maybe miles. I put Fiat lashes and my boys refused to allow me to park near their school. You put Fiat lashes on that car? I wouldn't want you to come and pick me up. I don't even want you to come near close to the school because other people driving will see you. That's funny. Oh my God. That's a good one, Elise. I've seen some cars out there for real with those fake lashes, but you know them belong to me, right? Whether it's the, oh God, it was those wagon ones that look like a Beetle. We call it a Beetle when we were growing up, right? Those nice little minimal type of vehicles. And a lot of people I see, they put those on there. Martin saying yes, yes, somebody literally almost smashed into me. I was at a red light once again. Oh God. So when I went through the light, I pulled over for him to pass me, and he didn't want to pass me. He started to pull over to, I'm like waving him, goodbye, fella. Don't want you behind me. Exactly. Wow, wow, wow. Why is he pulling over for? Is he crazy? Yeah, Marge, you gotta be careful of them ones that coming up behind you, because, especially because of what happened, right? So you never know. These people are sick, some of them. Grace said, I do not wish anybody to get such accident. You are right, Grace. Me either, darling. That's why when that happened to me in the night, and the ambulance came and they sent me to the hospital, because they had obviously, you know, when the man hit me, my whole head, my whole neck and everything hit on the side of the door, and I had a big bump here. I tell them, no, I don't want to go. I think that I was so scared. I just want to go home and just pray to God. Thank God I'm alive. Oh, when I get home, you know, see how I went. Beetle, yeah. Beetle Volkswagen, exactly. When I went home and I got up on the ground and just started thanking God, because I could have been gone. That man hit me right by my door. You understand? But he hit me right by the door and the tire. I'm going to say about 2 more inches or 3 more inches away, darling. If he had hit my door, I wouldn't be here. Because he hit me so hard. He hit that vehicle so hard that the whole hood, because he was driving one of them Chrysler 300s. You know how those cars are really, really hard, right? The whole hood was crushed up like upward. And it started to smoke. So thank God that he come over though. It didn't catch fire or anything like that. I think that the smoke is what scared him. He saw the smoke coming from the engine. But I think that was something that was being kicked off from the airbags deployed in, is what somebody said. So he probably thought that it was going to catch fire, and he came over there knocking on my window. Open the door, open the door. I was out of it for a little bit. I didn't even understand what he was saying till he kept on knocking and bramming, because I had the door locked, obviously, right? And then when I checked my head, I was like this, and then I realized that somebody's saying something. That's why I opened the door, and then he helped me out. God is good. It's only God, yeah, God's plan. Because I could have been gone just in that split second, just like that. Because all it took to happen, my people, all because he was not paying attention. He liked turn right for he was fussing with his children in the back. He could have lied. He could have said, oh, the light was green for me, but he didn't, you know what I mean? And there was other people that saw it too, because that was a big intersection there. So on a street called Bruce B. Downs, anybody living in Tampa would know that. Bruce B. Downs, there's a big intersection there with a couple of lanes. So people that were waiting on the other side that weren't going either, they saw it. So he couldn't lie. You know, did he pay for the damages and medicals? Well, you know, insurance company pay medicals, you know. But yes, he had to pay for the damages, darling. I took him to court, though. I took him to court. Why? Because he got a damn price of $300 that he making payments on, and he let his insurance lapse. That accident happened on the 10th of September of 2010. His insurance lapsed on September the 6th of 2010. 4 days before he crashed into me. Can you believe that? I said, what a shame. So yes, I had to get a lawyer. I took his butt to court. Because why? I got a lawyer, right? He ain't got no insurance. So, hello, who gonna pay for that all the damage on my car? And such, you know what I mean? And, you know, Lady Luck, I see you. Yes, I'm doing well, darling. Thank you. Hope you're doing well as well, all of you. Oh, yeah, so when I took him to court, he said, yeah, he had no insurance. But he didn't tell me there on the site, you know what I mean, on the scene. I had to find out through the grapevine. So I think that the next day I had to go to the hospital, because I told you guys I woke up and I couldn't turn my head left. No, I couldn't turn my head right. Obviously, head injury, right? Bumped my head went like this. So now it triggered my neck and my spine. So I had to end up going to the hospital the next day. And while I was at the hospital waiting there, so I called my insurance company to report this accident and tell them everything. And they asked me about the other party. Have you reached out to the other party's insurance? I go like, no, I never had to do all this kind of stuff. Anyhow, I called his insurance. No, you know that's how I found out that his insurance had lapsed. They tell me my personal insurance, like, what? And you see, I know I'm not at liberty to tell you this, but yeah, the person did have insurance, but as of such and such didn't. I was like, what the hell? So yeah, I had to go and yeah, so whiplash. There you go, exactly, Liz. You just said it. That's exactly what it was, and it caused my whole spine to just be out of place. So first, yeah, that chiropractor office, he said, I'm gonna have to crack your back. I'm gonna twist your neck. I'm gonna tell you it's gonna hurt, but I have to do it because, you know, this is the whole process of starting you on, you know, on treatment. And I was like, Jesus. But I didn't think that he meant like that until he did it. And I was like, oh my God, is my neck broken now? Jesus. Oh, yes. Jenny Francis, I see you. Good morning to everyone alive. Enjoy your long weekend. Thank you. Amen. You too. To all of you, I'm going to enjoy mine. I'm going to be busy doing some stuff, but I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah, so just be careful when you're out there, my people, because it's not easy. You know what I mean? These are things that can mess you up for the rest of your life. I'm telling you. I think last month? I think the end of June, I was even at the hospital here because of my back, you know, because working at home and sitting all day and any back injury that you had before, trust me, it never goes away. Never goes away. Don't get much therapy they give you on your back and they do this and they do that. So sometimes my back does still bother me. And if God forbid I'm not doing enough walking and stuff like that, my people, yes. So I had to go to the hospital here for my back. Yeah. Did you have to wear a back brace? They gave me something to put like around my neck. Like when I was at home and stuff, I used to have to put my neck in this thing. And it had like, it was doing massages on my neck area. But I didn't wear a back brace, no darling. My back wasn't to that extreme, but I had to go to chiropractor like 2 times per week. Yeah, that was not fun, darling. It was not fun. No, that was terrible. But yeah. Marcella, soon we will have to take another driver's test, maybe when we are 70 or 72. I think I was reading something like that. There's something new that coming about. I think I read something like that maybe last month or something like that. Yes, my people. So when my back started hurting me, truly, I was like, I wonder if it's the bed. Maybe it's the bed. But then I started thinking more, right? I haven't worked and sat at home working like that in, well, 2 years, right? So reality set into me, hello, miss. But you know, you remember you had a back injury? And you haven't sat at home like that for all this time, so maybe that's what acting up now. Anyhow, they gave me some extra strength painkillers and stuff like that, and just told me if it continues or if it gets more severe, I might have to get back on therapy again. Yeah, I ain't looking to do that part. No. Let me walk. Let me do some exercises. Because when you go to the chiropractors, oh God, the amount of stuff that they just do to your damn back, you'll be thinking, what is this person trying to break my back? You don't put their knee and all in you, but I'm like, I'm not about all of that. I'm sorry. They say it's for the best to help you and stuff, but and they put these stupid machines that, I gave that up, boy. I gave it up going, meaning that I was still supposed to be going, like, you know, when I gave it up, but I just stopped because I was like, this is just too much. But Christian was saying my friend just get her 2025 Nissan Road. Repossess her. Payment was $550 plus $635 for insurance. What? And she says she can't make the payment. Now look at that nonsense. Why did she go and put herself in that to begin with? Why? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's almost close to $1,200 a month between the car payment and car insurance. Does that make sense? Come on. When you probably a right now mortgage to pay and other bills to pay. No, that was not sensible there at all. Jesus, take the wheel. For what? Then she got repossession on her credit. For what? Something that she could have done differently. You understand what I'm saying? Smarter choice, a smarter decision. Will get herself a damn car cash. Whether she pay $5,000 or $3,000, and then get insurance. Go and put new tires, every car need new tires. Go and do stuff like that in the car. Some people don't think, even if you need to go and get oil change, tune up, whatever, at least you know your car don't pay for. You don't need a full coverage insurance, you just need to get liability. Maybe $200 a month or less. Judith said, Simmons Beach, imagine having to go to JD. I would have been feeling like I'm being fondled and all of that. No, hell no. I would have sued him for such indecent proposals, indecent sexual activities. No, darling. He said, Judith, I'm weak. Anybody will be weak even thinking about that one. That's I want to take he's serious anyways. Anybody recommended me and I check out him on the internet and see how his I would have said, hell no. I'm gonna go to another chiropractor. Let me read Linda Muhammad's one really quickly. Linda said, I am definitely a witness to serious back problems. I was in a serious accident. The ex-husband went to sleep at the wheel. Oh my God, sorry to hear that. I was an inch for being paralyzed. Oh my goodness, but God brought me through. My back still gives me problems, but I can walk. Amen. Thank God for that. Oh, jeez. Thank God for keeping you, darling. Sorry to hear that happen. She is one that tried to live the high life. I could tell Christian grounds, which is sad, you know what I mean? Live within your means, you know what I mean? And make sure you put your bills first above anything else. Anything else to come after, you know what I mean? But my people, Pet, I see you. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you to everybody. Share the video, send the stars, just being here. And I'll see you tomorrow on the freestyle. Enjoy your day. And if you're not going to be here on the weekend, enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Bye-bye.